Hello, YouTube here. It's Lisa Stade of the Lisa Stade channel and the Hitler Obsessed channel. Uh, I'm going to continue now with part 4 of the movie Jojo Rabbit. So, after Hitler showed a bit of his true colors to Jojo Rabbit and kicked the table Jojo Rabbit is sitting at, brooding over what is he going to do now as he's having to provide for himself and the Jewish girl. And Hitler's just acting like a douchebag because, it's Adolf Hitler. What can you expect but a douchebag kind of person from Adolf Hitler? So there's a scene of Jojo Rabbit trying to, scavenge for food. He's having to go through garbage cans. He tries to, capture and kill Rabbit, and then he got a scene of Adolf Hitler, the imaginary friend of Jojo Rabbit, of Adolf Hitler, running around chasing after Rabbit in his Hitler, that brown, shouldered military Nazi uniform with his commando's peaked visor cap though that he has. Seen pictures of Hitler at the Nazi rallies. It does turn up in the Triumph of the Will propaganda film, and you'll know what I'm talking about. That's his brown shouldered, brown military colored uniform for the NSDAP, the Nazi party's, party rallies. They don't usually wear before World War II pretty much turned up. And this was done from the represent of the party, and also the military, because Triumph of the Will was made after the Night of Long Knives, which was the wrong approach, and ended up liquidating pretty much both CSA, Brown told the stormtroopers there, in favor to keep the German Wehrmacht on his side because, they didn't didn't really trust Hitler with all these SA stormtroopers that he's still being loyal to. So he killed his friend just to get what he wanted, which was the Wehrmacht. And that's how the SS became pretty much numero uno, and the SA were replaced almost the history book. So they lost most of their power and were just picked off for the Third Reich. But during the scene, Hitler was running around in this brown shoulder uniform, trying to kill Rabbit, grab one Rabbit and kill it. Rabbit's too smart. Rabbit gets away because it's like every time you chase a cat. If you've ever chased a cat, you know that they're not easy to capture. Every time you have to take one to the vet, they run up, they flee. That's how kitties are. They're not easy to capture. Uh, And then there's another scene where Hitler was eating a unicorn head, a chocolate unicorn cake head at the Jojo Rabbit family dinner table by himself with Jojo Rabbit there. And he's just sticking his finger in it. And it's wonderful because once I'm told in the movie though, that's what the magic benefit of Hitler told. What happened chocolate unicorn head tonight at my place at the ball club? I don't think Hitler mentions that, but the Volkov, that's where I lived at, was his residence in Obersalzburg, in Borchester-Garden, in, was it Bavaria, on the border of Austria there. So as Jojo Rabbit having to now provide for himself, there was another scene where uh, Jojo Rabbit meets with his friend Yorkie, who tells him, as Jojo Rabbit and Yorkie are collecting scrap for the war because the Nazis, the Germans, are now losing and they need scrap, and now they're pretty much getting screwed over this time in the movie. And Yorkie's saying, "No, I apologize for what I did to, your family," and Jojo Rabbit no realize that, and he tries to forgive them. And then there's another scene where where Jojo Rabbit in the film phones up to the Commander Clink or whatever, and he's designing this new uniform, and it's almost like just the stupidest fantasy thing ever. That this guy has concocted for him and his attendant there. that's pretty much the most stereotypical gay thing ever. I guess to poke fun at him being homosexual. I guess I don't know. Uh, I don't think the guy really would have been. Maybe I don't think it would last long as sort of like doing that anyway. I mean, so good accuracy of that actually would have been pretty slim for him. Uh, but yeah, it's probably poking fun at another book called The Pink Swastika about how a lot of Nazis and sort of like were gay, and that actually was a book that was debunked the heck out of and proven false and fake. Uh, but yeah, you had so he's showing off this drawing of his uniform that he's planning for him and his tenant to have. It's like going to fight the evil Russians from Soviet Union, the folds of Soviet soldiers there. And yeah, but then there's another scene where Yorkie and Jojo Rabbit meet up, and it's pretty much at the end of sort of like I guess uh and he bumps into Yorkie. Yorkie says, "Now is not a good time to be a Nazi, I guess." You know. So everyone's battling on the streets, because this is pretty much close to the end of sort of like real well close to where the Battle of Berlin would start, towards the 1945, so pretty much. And you have the Russians flying up. Jojo Rabbit bumps into his Hitler Youth leader there, the woman there, the Hitler Youth. And she says, to another kid, hands him a grenade, says, "Oh, go hug that German soldier," because really, these kids were nothing but just cannon fodder to Hitler. That's the actual reality. Like, they would be told to go fight for the fatherland and for the Fuhrer and the glorious Third Reich, and yet they would all get killed by the Russians. So he tells the kids to become, a suicide bomber with a loaded, uh, and pull it off, undone stick grenade in his shoved in the kid's trousers belt, to hug his Russian soldiers so he could blow him to smithereens, and kill the kid himself too. Uh, and Jojo Rabbit's telling the girl, the woman there, and she's just they end up all getting captured eventually. The woman just doesn't give it all, and it's like, "Oh, gotta save the fatherland." Jojo, gotta do your duty, and he just doesn't want to. And there's another scene though where Yorkie is wanting Jojo Rabbit to help carry some ammunition to some of the fighting German soldiers, and Yorkie or Jojo Rabbit end up dropping the thing, and it sets off one of the uh rockets. I guess it's a Panzerfaust or whatever, or something though, and it ends up blowing up a building pretty much. It's wrecking a building though. Like some comedic stuff, like, "Oh shit, oh crap, no, oh I dropped it, oh fudge, building just blew up. I've got someone's building." But eventually Jojo Rabbit and Yorkie and the Commander Clint and his attendant all captured by the Russians. But Jojo Rabbit now is still being held in this area by the Russians. Someone, I think it's Clint or whatever. Yorkie's the one who tells Jojo Rabbit that Hitler killed himself in the bunker. So this is after Hitler's death. So this is after April 30th, 1945, when Hitler killed himself. And he eventually finds out that Adolf Hitler's dead and blew his brains out. So I was like, yeah, this guy's a freaking jerk. And I was dying for him. He killed himself. It wasn't even fighting. He cowardly ran away. And as Captain Clint and his attendant and Jojo Rabbit are in the holding area by the Russians, handcuffed and kept watch and guard, under guard by the Soviet Russian soldiers. Uh, Jojo Rabbit does tell about the Jewish kid, and eventually, uh, Commander Clint actually calls him off as like, no Marxist, no Jew, whatever. just to actually get the kid to actually be saved, so that the Russians would say, okay, this kid, this boy, Jojo Rabbit, he's not a Nazi. He's obviously for, the Jewish people or whatever, or the Marxists or the communists. He's one of us. He's a commie. He's a comrade. Let's go him out. Save him. Send him on his way home. And then they end up. So Jojo Rabbit is eventually walking back away to back home because he's been let go by the Soviet soldiers that have captured him. Commander Clint or whatever, Clink or whatever his name, trying to remember his name, and his attendant. And he hears the gunshots and knows that that was the end of the captain there and his attendant. Who will eventually seen in the movie in the new weird crazy uniform. I swear, you have to see the movie to see what this thing looks like. It looks insane. And then, so you have, so Jojo Rabbit ends up coming home, and he tells the Jewish girl, everything's fine, you can come out, oh, we won the war, whatever, yay, our Strowmans are victorious. And the girl eventually does tell Jojo Rabbit that uh, after his, what was the thing? After Jojo Rabbit made a fake letter of her supposed boyfriend who ended up dying in the resistance of the Jewish girl that was hiding Jojo Rabbit's home. Uh, and then, that I've run away or whatever. No, I don't want to. So Jojo Rabbit helpful to himself. He said 10-year-old kid is some weird crush on this older girl. The older Jewish girl hiding in his house. So weird thing for a 10-year-old boy to have. Probably something you wouldn't expect in Hollywood, I guess. So Jojo Rabbit she ends up coming out, and they gather the, she comes out and she's all safe and wonderful and happy. And Jojo Rabbit tells her, no, we lost. We end up losing. And so but yeah, and only in the film, Jojo Rabbit does take down all his Nazi stuff though. In his bedroom. But in the next scene after the end of the Assault Right Cell, pretty much, and Adolf Hitler, Jojo Rabbit gets ready and eventually to go off and live with the Jewish girl that's in hiding. And while Jojo Rabbit's about to walk out his bedroom door, Adolf Hitler turns up and says, "Well, where do you think you're going?" Now I'm going to eventually just end this video here. So this is the end of part 3. I will do part 4 here next. Like and subscribe to Lisa Stayed. Like and subscribe to this video here. Share this video. Hit the notification bell so be notified on YouTube. Become a subscriber and subscribe to Lisa Stayed my YouTube channel of Lisa Stayed and of Hitler Obsessed. Donate to my Patreon and my Subscribe Star account so too. Become a patron and donate to my Patreon account. Become a subscriber to my Subscribe Star account and donate to my Subscribe Star. Become a friend on Facebook and leave me a comment on Facebook too. And leave a comment to this video. What's your thoughts of it? And any other videos you would want me to do. And leave a comment on my YouTube channel of Lisa Stayed or Hitler Obsessed for me would be good. And then you can also help me actually by sharing this video and getting me more subscribers to get 1,000 needed subscribers and 4,000 public watch hours here on YouTube for me to become a monetized YouTube channel and get 100,000 subscribers so I can get the 100,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube. And so that I will hopefully definitely get to be a influencer on YouTube and most likely make YouTube a lot better for everyone on this platform. Bye now. Peace.